Hello everyone, thanks for coming outside me today. Today we're taking an unboxing and first impressions look and review of the Sirius Diamond Stone sharpening set. So a couple weeks ago, Sirius reached out to me and asked if I was interested in testing out their diamond sharpening set. And I'm like, heck yeah, everything I've tried from Sirius has been overbuilt and then some, and this is no exception. And in fact, I'm gonna move this piece of arrow with a single bevel on it. I have my postage scale here because this box of diamond stone sharpening set is beefy. It's about the size of what, a foot long sub, maybe a little bit shorter, and it weighs a whopping 5 pounds, 6.3 ounces. So you're talking over 5 pounds of a sharpening kit in this little box here. And being that it's going to be from Sirius and that it's going to be a diamond set, it is definitely going to be overbuilt. They also sent me their paddle strap, which kind of gave me a little bit of PTSD right out of the box here. For those of us that grew up with spankings in our house, you do have the rough leather side and then the smooth leather side. They didn't send me any stropping compound, but that's okay. It's super easy to work with just the regular leather without the stropping compound, although you definitely want to treat it so that way you keep the quality of the leather over time. Super well overbuilt. It's gotta be, well shoot, let's actually get a real measurement. Actual functioning leather is 15.25 inches, and then the full length of it is 20.5 inches. So you have plenty of length here for even your longest single bevels. I have a single bevel here. This is not a Sirius single bevel, but it is still a single bevel in of its own right. And you can see, I mean, you could easily fit the full 3-inch tough head evolution on here, which this whole strap edge to edge is 3.25 inches. So you can really fit any broadhead on here to strap. I'm not a big person to do stropping on broadheads, but if I had something like this, I definitely would spend the extra time. Typical Sirius. I mean, look how thick this thing is. This is not, I mean, this thing is 1 1/8 inch thick, so with both leather and the wood there. So this is very well built. It's a paddle strap. I think it's more of a paddle than a strap though. Just me. So let's get this thing actually unboxed here. So I have no idea what this thing even looks like on the inside. I believe Sirius is planning to release these around the Christmas time. Oh boy, they've got this thing packed to the nines. All right, so let's pull that off out of the way. Quality, very, very nice Sirius packaging as always. I'm assuming our stones are in here. Wow, just the stones alone. Let's get a weight on just the stones alone here. I'm assuming there's 3 or 4 of them in here. Oh yeah. Oh my, yes. Are they double-sided? Yes, they are. Wow. So you have 2 stones here. Wow, very nice engraving. They're all wrapped in shrink wrap here. But it looks like we go from a 300 grit, 600 grit, that's a 1200 and 1000. So you have down from 300 grit, which would be to take off your major burrs, just work your way up, flip it over. Here's a little clamp system for it. I kind of do want to weigh these stones though, just 2 of them. Right out of the package, make up 3 pounds 14 ounces of the whole deal. So these are some incredibly dense stones. You got 1.5 pounds of stone each, and then you have the clamp system, really big, thick, grippy rubber. So of course I'll pull one out here out of the plastic. All right, so we'll pull out the 3 and 600 grit here. I can feel just with the fingers the difference in that 300 versus the 600, and of course the 1000 and the 1200. Man, this is pretty self-explanatory, I'm guessing. Yeah, so this just sits right in here. Push that rubber up. Then there's a couple of knurled thumb screws here with washers, just to kind of grip that into place. Not tightening this up super hard. Do have nice rubber end caps here. And that, I mean, of course, I have a carpeted bench, so that's not going to go anywhere. But on wood or even a standard countertop in your kitchen, it probably wouldn't slide anywhere, which is really nice. Full length of the stone is 8 inches. And 2 3/4 on the stone here. And again, here's a single bevel, pretty good size standard single bevel here, and you've got plenty of room there on your stone in order to work with it. Beautiful engraving. The Tough Head and the Sirius logo down here. Of course, Tough Head was acquired by Sirius, which is awesome. That's a really good pairing of 2 companies there that are interested in making really, really high quality arrows and broadhead component system. And if you throw in ethics in there, it's just a really nice overall package. And in typical form, I mean, look at this. Look at the rods. These rods are probably, I'm guessing these are at least 3/8 rods. Yeah, they're 3/8 rods. So you've got some serious bulk and package to this. I have no idea what the price point is on this from Sirius, but it's clearly worth the quality. I'm like being so delicate with it. I'm about to sharpen broadheads on this thing. Oh my, yeah. That's just like a slightly abrasive glass on that 1200, and the 1000 you can definitely feel it. You can feel the grain of it too, different horizontally versus vertically. Of course, you're supposed to go up and down the stone here. I'm just the absolute beef of this. I run a Lansky system for most of my broadhead systems and the kitchen knives in my house, but this thing is robust. I mean, most of the Lansky systems just a standard stone on a plastic thing with a little steel rod as a guide. This thing, I mean, if you want to talk about the actual, I mean, one stone setup with the base here, 3 pounds 4 ounces there for that whole system. I mean, that probably weighs more than the whole Lansky kit combined. So let's kind of clean up the bench here a little bit. So you would go straight from your grit here. And if you've never worked with a stone before, I am not going to claim to be an expert. I'm not a big single bevel shooter myself, so I don't really spend a whole lot of time sharpening up broadheads like this. But you're basically, with a single bevel, you can almost take your finger, like so, on the back side of the angle and find that angle, right? And then once you find it, then you can adjust your thumb on the underside of the arrow. Really helps to have just a cut piece of arrow. This is like a foot-long section of arrow here. Find that angle and then drag towards you. Now that 600 grit's very robust. This is a very sharp broadhead. I haven't even shot this one yet. But again, I could just find that angle just like so. Most single bevelers are going to be between 20 and 30, maybe even 35 degrees. The new Tough Head Evolution series is a 20 degree, which is more common with your double bevel style broadheads. But again, I can push that because that angle is so big. It's so great on the single bevel. I can push that down to find that angle. Find then with my thumb on the underside of the stone, hold that angle, and then I can draw towards me. Same deal again. And I can do this a lot. Biggest problem I've always had with double bevel style broadheads is that finding that angle, because the actual cutting angle of a double bevel is so steep and so short. But I shouldn't say it's steep, but it's really fine. It's right towards the tip. Whereas a single bevel like this, it's such a sloped. It's just a lot of surface cutting area. You know, it's 1/8 of an inch, right, of that actual ground out portion with most single bevel broadheads. So you can really find that, right? If I lay that on here and just push down with my finger, you see how it snaps up and finds that angle, right? Same thing true on a strop, right? You can even do that as well. Push it down, find that angle, and just a quick drag across the top, right? So if you're interested in I'm talking, this is again, just first impressions right out of the box, the most well-built single stone sharpening system that I've seen like that. Interchangeable stones. I mean, all I have to do is loosen this up, pull this rubber foot back, pull that out, and I can just swap right over to my 1200 grit. You can do it either direction, does not matter. Push that in. Just like so. Come down, find my angle, grip with my thumb to keep that angle, and there we go. So very simple, very clean system, very well built. So that is a very short, simple, not really a how-to or very far in depth. I mean, just a super overbuilt, well-built construction for the diamond stone set, as well as the paddle strap. If anything, if you're into single bevel broadheads in particular, at least pick up the paddle strap. Really gets you that really fine, really razor edge, but a nice beefy edge on your 20 and 30, 35 degree single bevel broadheads. You can do double bevels on this too. If you're interested in doing something like that, you can get a guide system and try it out. But definitely if you're a single bevel shooter and you're looking to get a diamond stone set, I would definitely check this out at Sirius Archery's website. And if you have any questions for me on this, or if I continue to use it, please follow this links in the description below. Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram, Average Jack Archery. Send me an email, averagejackarchery@gmail.com, or you can drop a comment here on YouTube. Hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation. Get your broadheads razor sharp, and we'll get to see you next time.